Hi, I'm the GameCadet. Today I'm going to be reviewing the 3 to 6 player game from Repos, City of Horror. City of Horror is a game by Repos Games, and they worked pretty hard on this thing. I think it started out as Mall of Horror, really, and then I think they streamlined it up. I can't tell you the truth, though, because I haven't played Mall of Horror yet. Look at me, so naive. But anyways, I know this game through and through, and every single turn is divided into 4 phases. There's going to be 4 turns in the game. You're going to go from 0 o'clock, 100 hours, 200 hours, 300 hours, 400 hours, okay? And each of these hour cards are flipped over in the beginning. See, there'd be a bunch of zombies that would be coming and spawning at those phases right there. And then the next time it would flip over, you'd see, oh no, surprise, if you were in area 6, you get attacked, in 2, you get attacked. Pretty much everywhere you're getting attacked, but hey, it's nice over here, they spawn a vaccination and a item card. Now, in the beginning of the game, you're going to start with some item cards already, and you'll start with no vaccinations. So, to win the game, every single person needs to be vaccinated, okay? And extra vaccinations can give some points. Here are some of the cards that you can play. Okay, so night vision goggles lets you see at night. Okay, you got a gun. All right, so a gun that would let you be able to shoot a zombie, just auto kill one. All right, you got energy drink. Okay, that lets you unexhaust a character. We'll get back to unexhausting later. Shotgun. You can shoot 2 zombies. That's even better than a gun. You win basically by having the right cards of these at the right time. There's even this pepper spray card. Why you'd want to pepper spray your friend, I don't know, but it cancels one of his action cards. So those are some of the cards in the game. Vaccines are popping out every once in a while, and if you are on that water tower, you can see what is happening in the next hour. Otherwise, it is a mystery to you, and believe me, it's important to take that water tower. So there's different consequences for each of the places, and ultimately they all end in one person dying if you have 3 or more zombies, more zombies than peeps, 3 or more, and maybe the church, you flip it over and then it does something else, maybe, same as the hospital. What's hospitals say? Okay, 2 or more zombies. Okay, so I like that the boards are flipping around. That's cool. And then the middle of the board has kind of a cool little action thing where you're going to not have it based on voting who gets eaten, because one person has to get eaten if you trigger this little zombie effect. Not by voting it gets eaten, but if we have at least 1 zombie in the middle, that's pretty vulnerable to live in the middle, then at least 1 zombie in the middle, you're going to get eaten, and it's random which person it is. And so you'll have a little zombie token that moves around and decides who gets eaten each time. And I believe there's even a flashlight card right here that you can flashlight on somebody, and bam, you can let them know, hey, zombie, check this guy over here, eat him. If you're in the middle, you can get these secret food tokens, and bam, you might get 1 food, you might get 0 food, spoiled food, whatever. And you'd have to trade one of your valuable equipment cards for it that you get in the beginning of the game. It's very hard to get those equipment cards. Sometimes they might spawn, like you saw. They might spawn up there if you get lucky, or you plan from being on that water tower that I just destroyed to be able to see if there is a new equipment card spawning. Every single turn is going to be movement card selecting. You'd select where you want to move to. You want to go to the hospital, you want to go to the church. Take me to church. And then you're going to have the invasion, where you flip over one of those cards right there and you see, hey, zombies spawning, what do we do? What do we do? Well, I'll tell you. After that, you move your characters. So if you chose church, then you go to the church. And now, let's see what would happen at the church. And so you decide to go to church, and all these people go to church. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, one person is left out, and Granny, little Granny here, has to leave, okay? And then you all are in the church, and it becomes a vote. If there's enough of these zombies here outside of the church, then it would be 2 votes versus 1, and you feed Skater Boy to the zombies. Alright. Yeah, that's kind of how the game goes. You move your characters, and you have your location resolution, like I showed you, that poor, sad situation there. So then you can activate your locations, so you could trade in, what's this? Trade in food? Trade in something. Trade in food to unexhaust your characters, but you can't unexhaust the pregnant lady. So here's where I get to the cool part of the game. Here is a cool part about the game. The fact that you have this little girl who has this ability to kind of be invisible and not be taking part in the voting and not be able to be voted on. And she's worth 5 points if she's left alive, but only worth 2 if you use her power. Then she can no longer be invisible anymore. Okay? So then you have this rocker rocking on, and he can bring zombies from one place to a different location. Okay, that might be just enough. And he's worth 4 points, and then only down to 3 points when he rocks on, so giving up 1 point to use your special power. I kind of like this. There's just these one-time special powers, but the big... Oh, this is kind of interesting. The pregnant woman. Yeah, you can't unexhaust the pregnant woman. No putting the pregnant woman's miniature back on the other side, because there's actually 2 sides to this pregnant woman miniature. One has a baby, and one is pregnant, so the power gets 2 votes. I wish that I could say that I liked City of Horror. Now, I bought 5 games in my very first board game purchase, and that was Shadows over Camelot, Dominant Species, City of Horror, Dungeon, and Mage Wars. Now, I would like to say that all those were great, but actually a lot of them I didn't end up liking in the end. However, Shadows over Camelot still in my top 10 favorite games of all time. But yeah, City of Horror. I mean, I was young. I didn't know what was a good game, what wasn't a good game. You know, I didn't know about all these reviewers out there or anything. I just knew that I wanted to buy games and to play games and have fun with friends, and to be able to pull out something and be like, hey, maybe this fits your fancy. Maybe this is what you're searching for. Obviously, negotiation is not what I am searching for. What I like is being able to plan out my moves and be able to strategize. I'm all about the strategy. And if somebody else is not into strategy, that's okay. This might be for them, especially if their thing is negotiation. Another good thing about this game is there's no dice. The water tower in the back, maybe you see right there, there's a water tower that will let you look and see into the future of where the zombies are going to go, right? That's pretty useful, and I do like that. That's a good aspect to the game, and not every game has an option for a player to risk life and limb to climb up a tower that could fall and break and kill everybody in it at any time, just so that they can see what is coming up, instead of just trying to roll with the luck, of where the zombies will go. They can actually see, oh, hospital's going to be overrun tonight, I'm going to the bank, something like that. Water tower was a good element of it. So I like there's a modular board. Every game's going to be different. That is always a very good thing for a game. Me personally, I don't like chess because every game is the same. And games like from the gift series, like Yinch, where you can do a random setup, I do like that, so that you can kind of have in this game, for instance, you got the side A and side B. One game, the hospital may be overrun with only 2 or more zombies in there, or it'll be overrun if there's just more zombies than people. On to some core things that my core gripes for the game are free negotiation. Never good to have it in a game. When you can just completely say, hey, I'm not going to win anymore, I'm just going to give you a blank check. and just help you out. I really don't like that. It's not like the person you wrote the blank check to, gave all 5 of your starting equipment cards to, is actually going to be able to say you won by strategy. But now that he's got double the shotguns, double the medicine, whatever else that he might have needed, he's very likely going to win. And I just want a game where you can win on your own merit. Is definitely not a good game for beginners. Not just for that, but also because not just for the free negotiation, which was terrible, but also for the punishing aspect, because you only have 5 equipment cards. And if some sucker at the church is just like, sorry, skater boy, I don't have any weapons, when actually they have 1 shotgun that will kill 2 zombies and make us not have to actually decide who dies. The skater boy's got 2 pistol cards, and he goes, we just gotta kill 2 zombies for me to live? Okay, I'll use my 2 pistols. Now he's got 3. He's got 3 equipment cards, and he is out 2 for the rest of the game, unless he can somehow find an equipment card, which is very hard to get. Maybe he can get somebody else to bargain with him. Oh man, the resources are super scarce, and it's super punishing. You will lose people in the game, and every person is a vote. Your people are just dying in this zombie game, and it's not good for beginners. Yeah, ultimately, I just really did not enjoy this game, and so I'm gonna give it an angry emoji. You kind of already saw it during my strategy primer, but yeah, I was disappointed, more or less disappointed with this game. I wanted it to be something great. There are better zombie games out there. There are a lot worse zombie games out there as well. So always, if I'm doing a negative review, I'm going to give a caveat. If you want to collect every single zombie game in the world, then you should get this. Thank you so much. I'm the Game Cadet. Please subscribe, like, and do whatever it takes. But you all are awesome. Thanks for viewing this video.